Hey guys, today we're doing a video on Gauss. So, getting Gauss, you will have to do the disruption on Sedna. You'll be on rotation C. So, I believe once you hit about 3 or 4 keys in the slot, you will be on rotation C. Feel free to correct me on that in the comments. And, well, let's get into it. So, his passive is moving, generates an electrical current that fills Gauss's battery. The shield's recharge up to 120% faster, while its recharge delay is up to 80% shorter based on battery level. So we'll be discussing more about battery level later, as it is a bit confusing. We have his first ability, Mach Rush, which allows him to kind of sprint, does a super fast move. If you just tap it, you will sprint for only just 12 meters, while holding it will continuously sprint until you hit a wall or until you run out of energy or stop. Crashing into a solid object generates a powerful shockwave that does damage. So you have the range. I believe the range is just how quickly or how many meters you go when you just tap it. Radius is radius of which enemies do get hit when they're around you. And explosion radius is, well, the explosion radius at 17.5 meters for this build. It's at a base of 10. Explosion damage does impact damage. There is more synergies with this ability, which I will get to later. We have his second ability, Kinetic Plating. This generates a armor plating that covers a portion of kinetic damage, so only physical, heat, cold, and blast into energy. Any other damage types such as radiation, toxin, magnetic will not be absorbed here, so you will still take damage from those. It also protects Gauss from being staggered and or knocked down. Damage is relative to battery level. So again, everything about Gauss is based off his battery level. You will be building battery level and losing battery level. So this one is when you get hit, not only do you get energy back, you do lose a bit of your battery. So this kind of encourages you to spam your abilities, keep your battery up, and this is your source of energy to keep those battery levels up. You can see it does have a base of 20 to 100% damage reduction. Again, this is only from those damage types, so physical, heat, cold, and blast. Anything else will still hurt you, so don't get confused there. We got Thermal Sunder for his third ability. This is what makes him kind of really good. If you tap the ability, you will have a radius of just cold status and damage inflicted onto nearby enemies. Holding it allows you to use heat. So cold will charge your battery, while heat will drain your battery. If you use any of them twice, so if you, let's say you tap it twice, you do cold twice, it will freeze the enemy. If you hold it twice, it will just burn the enemies more. And if you do cold plus heat with either regular cast or the double cast, it will just do blast damage, and the blast will actually strip armor. We will go to his fourth ability now, which is Redline. So Redline, there's a lot of things going on here, and a lot of things that aren't said right here specifically. So first of all, you push Gauss's battery beyond the red line, which is that little, well, red line on his battery gauge, which allows you to go to 100% battery level. The red line shows 80%. So when you are redline, your fire rate, attack speed, reload speed, holster rate into overdrive. So these are much quicker. When past redline, bolts of arcing electricity dance periodically from Gauss, exploding en masse when ability is deactivated. So there is a bit of damage here. It is impact and puncture. So you can see there's massive amount of increases for fire rate, attack speed, reload speed, holster speed. It is duration based. Alright, so Redline allows you to do a couple things with other abilities. For example, Thermal Sunder, instead of having to do the double cast to freeze, with Redline activated, it will just immediately freeze on the first cast, and same with heat, and it will completely strip armor once you kind of do those combinations. So that's always really good. Kinetic Plating does have a combination with Mach Rush, as if you have Kinetic Plating on and you use Mach Rush, once you hit into a wall, it will do slash damage and do a slash proc, causing the enemies to bleed over time. Another thing is when Mach Rush, if you run through cold or heat through or the blast through Thermal Sunder, it will transfer that damage into the Mach Rush. So instead of doing just impact damage, you'll be doing heat, cold, or blast. I know it's a lot of things, and it's much more easy once I explain the game. There's a bit more, but once we start doing the test, you'll see them. One final note is that Mach Rush, its speed is not determined by power strength. It's determined by your sprint speed. So similar to I think Volt is where his little whole speed gimmick is kind of based off his sprint speed. So you have to do the same with Gauss here. Alright, let's get into my build. Of course, this is just my build. This is just how I want to play Gauss. If you have something different, you can feel free to leave in the comments. You know what? Just, I'd love to see comments of just your builds. What do you guys think is good on Gauss? Drop that down. Alright, so we have Energy Siphon, just to have more energy. We got Prime Continuity for more duration, Prime Flow for more energy, Augur Message for more duration, Augur Reach for, well, reach. We have Intensify for ability strength. We got Streamline for efficiency, Stretch for even more reach, and Vitality. So Vitality, you could switch it out for something as you are, what's it, getting 100% damage resistance. However, you do have to remember it is only against certain damage resistances. If you really want to, you go for something narrow-minded. If you don't really care about your 3, you just want to, more duration for your red line. Let's see what else you could go for. Yeah, but just I'm not too sure right now, but you can go for other things. So this build gives me 179 duration, 130% efficiencies, 175% range, and 130% strength. I'm not going too far for strength. I mainly want range and duration. I just use low efficiency just so I can get a little bit of but I don't have to spend too much energy. Alright, so let's go and explain a few things right here. So over there you have the side, you have the red line, or the battery. You see the red line, that's where the limit is for now if you do not have red line activated. As you can see, as I'm walking around, my battery is being generated, so you do get battery just from walking around, yet from just moving around and forward. If you stop, the battery kind of stops, and after a while it can drain. If you use your 1, it'll give you just a short burst of battery, and if you hold it, it'll give you even more battery. You can see that it's a bit hard to steer, so you will have to be cautious about it. Once it kind of hits the quote red line here, it means it's at its limit until you cast his ultimate ability red line. So if you cast it here, there is a brief delay, and now you have the percentage. Now the percentage is how much you gain your boost. So with the 20%, I believe it's right here. Once this is at 100%, you will have 100% resistances towards those damage types. And as long as you keep it above the red, then you will be fine. Right now it's at max, so it charges even faster. If I just stand around, it will decay after a while. Guys, feeling a little bit under the weather. So you have, of course, this tap builds more battery, running builds more battery, Mach Rush builds more battery. All these things build battery, except for your 2, kinetic plating, which costs energy, and when people hit you, you will start draining your battery for energy. So encouraging you to spam your abilities, do all these things with your battery. It's all about battery synergy and energy synergy. Alright, so of course we will do a level 100 test, just need to change this. Did it say? Yes, it did. Alright, so we're doing a level 100 test with a bunch of corrupted stuff. This is, of course, the sortie test, so this is what you're going to expect while doing the max level sortie, which is usually what quote-unquote highest level content is in the game, unless you are actively going out and seeking for it. So, we'll simulate the test. First thing we want to do is activate kinetic plating. We'll want to rush in with Mach Rush, slam into the wall, do some damage, knock them over, activate your battery, so you can see it's kind of going down. That's the frozen status, and if I do this, it starts removing armor. You can see it kills a lot of things quickly because it's doing damage already and then removing armor. If I run through here, it does more damage. So he's all about CC and damage. So you can see I just keep pulling them forward or pushing them away. I will go into that once I reload the test and kind of freeze them to show you how that works. Alright. So, just pause the eye maybe. Okay, they're getting damage, whatever. So if you do cold first, so tap into a hold, it will blast them away, and you get rid of these ancients first. So you should really demonstrate it. So, cold, heat, blasts them away. If you do heat, into cold, it pushes them towards you. Their armor stripping is also dependent on your battery level. So with redline activated, and at over 100%, once it's over the red line, so it can actually start charging. So just charge your butt here. Once this is at 100%, you will be stripping 100% of their armor. So that's why it does so much damage. It's a great utility tool. It's a great armor stripping tool. It's great for CC, mobile defense and stuff. You can also see the bolts from redline kind of going out, and you can see as I stand here with redline activated, my battery will go down. So I do need to keep moving, keep it up to get the maximum benefits from redline. So again, we'll just wait till I'm full. There's still guys around, so I do this. I do this. You can see that I've completely drained their their armor. This is because I'm at 100% red line. You need to be at 100% red line to drain 100%. Whatever the percent is over there with the red line is how much percent you will be getting these benefits. So you always want to try to keep it over the red line and at 100%. It does build up over time. So that is Gauss. This is how I kind of play him. I use 2 first, mock rush in, or I use redline first, 2, then I rush in and then do my CC. Sometimes I'll wait for 100% to get the full armor stripping. When I need to take down tanky targets, you are generally getting a lot of shield and a lot of damage resistances, so it is hard to kill Gauss, and he's a very fun frame. I think he definitely became one of my favorite frames to play of all time. So I highly recommend you pick up Gauss. Again, he is on Sedna Disruption. You will have to do a bunch of disruption to get all his parts. I believe his blueprint is in the market. So yeah, pick up Gauss today. Have lots of fun. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.